Welcome to Hong Kong Brief. The content of the briefing includes Dettori interview, I came second, and my dad still told me I FD up. Finally out of the shadows, a master trainer has his moment in the Everest. Leylah Fernandez storms into Hong Kong Tennis Open final. Clipperton reaches Everest pinnacle after nearly giving the game away. Indonesia can be East-West bridge in renewable energy push, Anindya Bakrai says. Dettori interview, I came second, and my dad still told me I FD up. Telegraph. Frankie Dettori, one of the most successful jockeys in horse racing history, has announced his decision not to retire at the age of 52. Although he had previously said that next week's meeting at Ascot would be his last, he now claims that he still has more to give. Dettori has enjoyed a highly successful year, including a win in the Ascot Gold Cup, and is currently in a rich vein of form. He plans to move to Los Angeles with his wife Catherine. He will begin his U.S. career full-time on Boxing Day at Santa Anita. Finally out of the shadows, a master trainer has his moment in the Everest. The Sydney Morning Herald. Think about it, an ugly duckling wearing a red bridle won Australia's richest horse race, the Everest, on Saturday. Favorite Think About It, trained by Joe Pride, was followed by stablemate Private Eye, with I Wish I Win coming third. Leylah Fernandez storms into Hong Kong Tennis Open final. South China Morning Post. Leylah Fernandez, the 21-year-old Canadian tennis player, has reached the final of the Prudential Hong Kong Tennis Open after a straight sets victory. Fernandez had not reached a semi-final since March 2022, but her win in Hong Kong suggests that she is back to her best. Fernandez expressed her happiness at reaching the final, but also sadness that her full team is not with her. She thanked the fans for their support and said she would see them in the final. Fernandez dominated the match, breaking her opponent's serve multiple times, and eventually winning 6-2, 7-5 in 78 minutes. Clipperton reaches Everest pinnacle after nearly giving the game away. The Sydney Morning Herald. Jockey Sam Clipperton won the Everest on Think About It and spoke about the emotions he felt upon crossing the finish line. Clipperton had given up riding a couple of years ago, but found success on the Everest favorite, saying he felt like he was going to pass out after crossing the line. Clipperton's wife, Morgan, said they had been sick all week and that the added pressure made the win even better. Clipperton said he had taken a break from riding after returning from Hong Kong and grew his hair and a beard. Hong Kong crypto hub remains cloudy prospect for small firms facing big barriers. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong's plans to become a global crypto hub have been undermined by recent scandals, bankruptcies, and regulatory challenges. The city has struggled to attract major industry players due to high licensing costs and concerns about the regulatory environment. The JPEX scandal, in which over $192 million went missing, has damaged Hong Kong's reputation and raised doubts about its ability to regulate the crypto industry effectively. The city fell one spot in this year's Chainalysis Crypto Adoption Index, indicating a decline in trading activity relative to other markets. Despite these challenges, industry players remain optimistic about Hong Kong's potential as a crypto hub, citing its attractiveness to international and domestic customers. However, there are few signs that trading activity is returning to the city, and it will likely take time for Hong Kong to establish itself as a major player in the crypto industry. Hong Kong faces several challenges in its bid to become a global crypto hub. The licensing process is expensive, with companies needing to spend at least 60 million Hong Kong dollars to secure a virtual asset trading platform (VATP) license. There is also a shortage of responsible officers (ROs) who specialize in crypto-related matters, making it difficult for companies to find the right talent. Additionally, the public's lack of understanding of digital assets and concerns about scams using digital assets create doubt and concern about the industry. Despite these challenges, industry players remain confident in Hong Kong's crypto future and believe that the city can attract new types of customers. Hong Kong's efforts to establish itself as a crypto hub reflect global trends in crypto regulation. Many markets, from Singapore to Dubai to Europe, have sought to regulate the crypto industry to attract industry players while mitigating risks. However, the hype in Hong Kong around crypto companies seeking to capitalize on China's ban on cryptocurrencies has not translated into sustained growth. The city has fallen behind other markets in terms of trading activity and faces stiff competition from other crypto hubs. It remains to be seen whether Hong Kong can overcome these challenges and establish itself as a major player in the crypto industry. Aging in Hong Kong, can we look forward to more than care homes? SCMP opinion. The Hong Kong government should look at expanding the senior housing market to enable the elderly to age in place, according to Ryan IP, Vice President and co-head of research at our Hong Kong Foundation. IP called for the government to consider implementing policies that would encourage the development of senior housing, including offering incentives such as bonus floor space. IP also suggested enhancing services in regular housing, such as carrying out home modifications, to help the elderly retain their independence. Urgent phone call turned around my career, golfer Tiffany Chan says. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong golfer Tiffany Chan TSC Ching has made her best finish in months, tying for 8th place at the Aramco Team Series event in Hong Kong. Chan has struggled on the LPGA Tour for the past 2 years and was considering quitting 6 months ago due to an overloaded swing and the pressures of professional golf. However, she renewed her partnership with coach Ian Gottleman and has been working hard to improve her game. Gottleman believes that Chan is close to achieving her best potential and expects her to perform well in the coming years. Bid to cut tunnel jams must end in results. SCMP opinion. The Hong Kong government's scheme to ease traffic congestion through toll adjustments for cross-harbour tunnels has shown some initial progress, with increased vehicle flow at the western crossing and a drop in congestion at the cross-harbour tunnel. However, there are concerns that the changes may not be significant enough and that the charges may confuse drivers and create bottlenecks. The scheme is set to take effect from December 10, but it may take up to 6 months to see results. The government must prove that the measures can effectively ease traffic congestion. Huawei drives $34 billion China stock boom in rare hot trades. Bloomberg. Unlisted technology company Huawei is sparking huge interest in Chinese stocks, with 32 of its suppliers' combined value rising by $34 billion since the August launch of its latest smartphone, the Mate 60 Pro. The company's chip-making partner, SMIC, saw its mainland-listed shares rise around 12% since the release, whilst EV partner Series Group's shares have more than doubled. This contrasts with the broader market, which has seen the CSI 300 index of mainland stocks fall 5% so far this year. South Carolina man convicted of turtle smuggling charged with turtle abuse in Georgia. The Toronto Star. A man from South Carolina who was previously convicted of smuggling protected turtles between the U.S. and Hong Kong has been arrested in Georgia on new charges related to turtle crimes. Stephen Vernon Baker has been charged with 15 felony counts of aggravated cruelty to animals. Deputies responding to a call about an abandoned dog discovered turtles being held in a basin in a pile of trash. The turtles were found to be suffering from malnutrition, infections, sepsis, and shell deformities. Baker pleaded guilty in 2018 to smuggling wildlife and served over 2 years in federal prison. Over 500 VC firms voice support for Israeli startups amid war. Nikkei Asia. Over 500 global venture capital firms, including several from Asia, have signed an open letter supporting Israel and its tech community amid the war with Hamas. Israel has become one of the world's biggest technology hubs, attracting over $3.3 billion in venture investment this year. The open letter highlighted the importance of Israel in global innovation and called on the global venture community to support Israeli startups, entrepreneurs, and investors. The letter has been signed by 582 venture firms, mostly US-based, but also including leading Asian investors such as Singapore's Chartered Group. Israeli startups raised $9.3 billion in 2022, more than any Asian country other than China and India. Foreign suspect arrested after employee at Israel's embassy in China was stabbed. Diplomat. A 50-year-old Israeli man working at the Israeli embassy in Beijing was stabbed outside a supermarket by a 53-year-old foreign man. While the motive for the attack is unknown, it is unclear whether it is connected to the war between Israel and Hamas. The Israeli government said the victim was in stable condition after being transferred to the hospital. The stabbing took place as Muslims worldwide protested Israel's bombing campaign in Gaza. In response, Israel criticized China's statement on the initial Hamas attack, stating that China did not condemn the massacre or acknowledge Israel's right to defend itself. Dear viewers, I am Dr. Six, your resident observer from the sixth dimension, bringing you the latest news from around the world. Today, we have a diverse range of stories, from horse racing triumphs to renewable energy opportunities, and even a surprising twist in the world of turtle smuggling. So, let's dive in. In the world of horse racing, Frankie Dettori, one of the sport's most successful jockeys, has announced his decision not to retire and plans to continue his career in the US. Meanwhile, think about it, an ugly duckling horse took home the victory in Australia's richest horse race, the Everest. It's always exciting to see unexpected winners emerging from the shadows. In tennis, Leylah Fernandez, a 21-year-old Canadian player, stormed into the final of the Prudential Hong Kong Tennis Open after a straight sets victory. Fernandez's win suggests that she is back to her best and ready to take on the competition. And in the world of crypto, Hong Kong's bid to become a global crypto hub faces challenges due to recent scandals, bankruptcies, and regulatory hurdles. However, industry players remain optimistic about Hong Kong's potential and believe that the city can attract new types of customers. Speaking of Hong Kong, the city's traffic congestion may soon see some relief with the government's toll adjustment scheme for cross-harbor tunnels. While it's still early days, initial progress has been observed, and we hope to see positive results in the coming months. In technology news, Huawei's latest smartphone launch has sparked huge interest in Chinese stocks, with many of its suppliers experiencing significant value increases. It's always fascinating to see how one company's success can have a ripple effect on the market. On a more somber note, a man previously convicted of smuggling turtles has been arrested in Georgia on charges of turtle abuse. The turtles were found suffering from malnutrition and infections, highlighting the importance of protecting wildlife and combating illegal activities. In international affairs, tensions in the Middle East have driven concerns among investors, leading to a drop in technology stocks. The threat of wider conflict and the possibility of stricter sanctions on Iranian oil exports have raised fears of higher energy prices. Amidst the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas, over 500 global venture capital firms have signed an open letter supporting Israel's tech community. Israel has become a major player in the innovation space and continues to attract significant investment. Lastly, an Israeli embassy employee in Beijing was stabbed by a foreign man outside a supermarket. The motive for the attack is still unknown, but it highlights the tensions surrounding the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. And that wraps up today's news roundup from the sixth dimension. Remember, these stories are just the tip of the iceberg, and there's always more to explore and discuss. So, what are your thoughts on these topics? Let's hear your ideas and questions. The floor is yours. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.